Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. And this is a daily video series that follows the exact same framework. I always start by answering your questions. So if you have any question, then you can ask it down below in the comment section under this video, and then I'll answer your question in tomorrow's video. Then I run you through my business stats, which is this sheet that I fill out every single day. Then I run you through my to-do list. And then also, last but not least, I do some live strategy on how I'm planning to get to $1 million a year in personal profit. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the channel you're watching right now, my daily updates. If you're new here, I've actually already scaled 2 of my own coaching and consulting offers to more than 100k per month, but this time I'm doing it a little bit differently, okay? But we always start these videos by me running you through some questions. So for example, Daniel here can say that consistency is crazy. Thank you, brother. And how was dinner with Pedro? Haha, much love, bro. I had dinner with Pedro, which I believe is your mentor, Daniel. And Pedro is an amazing guy. I've actually known the guy for like 2.5 years, which is crazy to think about that I spoke with him. I think maybe 3 years ago even. It's kind of crazy. He's such a good guy. It's hard to find people, I would say, in the info space with like having the heart in the right place, kind of like with pure intentions. But Pedro, man, I remember speaking with 3 years ago, pure, perfect intentions, and he still has it to this day. And I respect that with people. So thank you, bro. It was a really good dinner. He's a really good guy. By the way, since I last commented about the B2C, so beginners offer, English market versus the Portuguese, I was able to make $13k cash collected and $18,000 in revenue in just 31 days. Big thanks to you as well for that. Big shout out to you, bro. You did the work, you put it in, you saw an opportunity, you seized it and you maximized it, and now you're harvesting the fruits. So congratulations, brother. So question here, what payment processors do you use? I'm trying to figure out, find one that allows to use Klarna, but for all the world. I know Fanbases has Klarna, but US only customers. Cheers. Good question, bro. So I have my company here in the UAE, which means that it's very hard for me to get financing, and I've never really used financing. Of course, if I had finances easy accessible, I would probably have used it, but I've never have. So actually, I don't use financing. I process around 60% of my payments through WAP because I have a partnership with them, and then I process the remaining 40% through bank transfers. Typically, sometimes some months it's like 70-30, other months it's like 60-40. So, but around that area. So, I know, bro, that WAP has financing, but it's only for specific countries where like it kind of like, of course, goes hand in hand with the legal laws of that specific country. So I think, bro, that would be my best choice to use, like research before you make a decision, just like I did. WAP has helped me out a lot, and like I got my Stripe shut down, which is crazy. I've never received a dispute on like a Stripe account that has processed, that one Stripe account that had processed more than 1.5 million US. And then I had a guy from the UK who wanted to join my mentorship, where his card got declined like 4 times in a row. And because of that one episode, Stripe shut down my entire account, and there is $10,000 frozen in that account, and I haven't seen the funds since. So after that experience, I was like, never Stripe again. WAP supports people like me, people that sell digital stuff, mentorship, coaching, consulting, which I really respect. So I partner with them, which is nice. Not really a partnership. It's like I can refer my clients and they can get direct one-on-one support, which is the most important thing for me. They don't pay me or anything, which I'm not paid to speak about them or their products. I just enjoy it, and it's a safe way of me processing, which is the most important thing. I hope you're doing well, Daniel. I appreciate you checking in, and congrats again, brother. Then we have a question here from Seal, and the guy in the pool. This is pretty cool. I like that. Hi, sorry, new to this. Trying to understand your business. So you do business consulting 3 days a week. Who are your customers? What does your ICP look like? How much time do you spend on closing new clients? And what's been the churn like since you've started this? This is a really good question, actually. I think sometimes we tend to believe that we're the main characters and everyone always knows what we are selling to which kind of people and results and what we do. So like, bro, I really respect this question of like, what the fuck does this blonde Danish guy even do? So let's take it let's take it one question at a time here. So I do business consulting 3 days a week. Well, in reality, I actually do business consulting probably 6 days a week, because I answer my clients 3, 4, 5 times per day on Slack, because that is like our main communication channel. And if you work one-on-one with me, I either have access to your team space, or you get a one-on-one Slack channel with me directly. So I also consult mainly on text. But it is correct that 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I take calls with my clients, so one-on-one check-ins. Those calls are very like helicopter perspective, so we zoom out. I usually like review and look at the previous 2 weeks, because I talk to my clients bi-weekly, and then I feedback and adjust based on the data and the initiatives from the previous 2 weeks. And then together with the client, I plan the next 2 weeks, and I kind of like give them homework based on their short and long-term goals. And then those calls are like very helicopter perspective, and then all the day-to-day feedback questions is through a Slack channel. And then of course I have trackers, guides, SOPs, and frameworks from running my own businesses, of course, which I provide the clients with along the way once it makes sense. So that's kind of like what I do. Who are your customers? Good question. So I work with either agencies, coaches, consultants. It kind of like sounds like the same. Like agencies are people that usually do either consulting or done for you marketing for whatever niche that they operate in. Coaches, right? It could be a fitness coach that is helping people get in shape. And then consultants is kind of like people like me that are like in between coach and agency. My goal is to turn all of my clients into consultants, so that you don't only offer done for you, and you don't only sell one thing only, one-on-one coaching, for example. That you have a diversified way of productizing and like giving people access to the thing that you're the best at. So I think that is, if I were to summarize in one sentence, it would be like people that are incredibly good at whatever they do. I help them make more money and scale their business in a way that they're comfortable with, without having to like sacrifice their name and guarantee. So yeah, that's my customers. They typically do at least 10K a month before I work. When I start working with them, that's kind of like a criteria of mine. 7 to 10K at least, because that shows that you typically have a case study. You're good at what you do. You have like somewhat of a foundation with existing clients and cash, so that you're ready to invest into the business as well. So that's kind of like what I do. What does your ICP look like? I think I answered that. And then I never promise people anything. It's not like, hey, I'll guarantee that I'll get you to 40K a month or whatever. I'm just like, hey, I'm Fred. I've done $3 million online in revenue with my own coaching consulting businesses. I'm pretty decent at it, I would say, and I will be your external business partner for the next 4 months and be with you on calls bi-weekly, one-on-one Slack support whenever you need it, and give you all my access to my personal library of trackers and frameworks. And that's what I promise you, right? And if typically that's enough for people, which I love. And how much time do you spend on getting and closing new clients? Basically none. I don't do sales calls. I don't really use time in my DMs. I spend all my time on clients and content, and that is a choice that I've made very consciously, because in my previous coaching business, we booked around 5,000 sales calls a year. I had a sales team of 7 full-time people. So I want to do like the complete opposite now, where it's just me and my business, right? So people, they speak with me, they get my guidance, it's me answering their questions, it's me on the calls, and I just like spending my time with clients. And if people are ready to work with me, they are ready, and they typically DM me, hey Fred, I know your prices, I know I share your values, I know the things that you've done for yourself and for clients, I'm ready to get to work now. And then I'm like, cool, how do you want to pay? And then we get going. Because I never want to force people or hard close people on a sales call, or I don't want to sit and like babysit people on the DMs with like, yeah, bro, I think you can do it. Or, hey, Fred, do you think I can get to 30K? Well, I don't know, man. Thinking and praying is something you do in the church, right? I really, really only work with committed people that like know me as a person and as a mentor or whatever, and that want to get my expertise, right, and the things that I've done. What's been the churn like since you've started this? Well, I have a 72% renewal rate on my 4 months mentorship, so the churn is 28%, which is nice. And a lot of these people that don't renew the mentorship, they continue in the group through like group access, so group calls and community, which I have hosted on Slack. So that's very nice. Yeah, I really appreciate it, bro. Good question, actually. Also a lot of questions, but very nice. All right, the next thing that we always do is that I do business stats, right? Which is basically just me filling out this sheet right here. So it's the growth of my social channels and also my cash and cost and revenue. So my daily update channel is at 457. My main YouTube channel is currently sitting on 6,492. So no change here, all good. IG is at 20,899. Daily updates 457. And for revenue and cash, it's actually annoying that every time that there we go. For revenue and cash, let's head to WAP. Yesterday, $1,500 in revenue, and the same in cash, of course, and no costs. There we go. Very nice. Next thing that we always do is the to-do list. So what I did today. And today's Thursday, so I actually don't have any calls on Thursdays, which is typically a day for me where I write my program, write content, build models, etc. So when I say models, it sounds very fancy, but it's just like when I'm making a big guide for my program. So for example, the one I'm working right now is lifetime value, where I, for example, have written around 10 to 12 pages about only lifetime value. And then once I've written everything, so like mind dumped everything that I know over multiple days, then I like take bits and pieces of it and then I hand it to my graphic designer in terms of like, hey, we need to visualize these things because these are incredibly important. And then it turns into the finished guide, and then I record a video for my course. Then I take bits and pieces from it and then I repurpose it for a YouTube video. And then I take like highlights and repurpose on story and Instagram reels. So that's my workflow these days. Mainly just focus on the program, and then once the program is out, I'm gonna ramp up acquisition and content for people that isn't my clients. But right now I'm just spending all of my time on building that and my clients basically. So that's what I did today, only for a few hours, because today is my really good friend and also business partner in the agency, Anton's birthday. So we had breakfast together, then did a little bit of work, then hit the gym, and now we're going out for dinner. So it's just been a pretty chill day with him, to be honest, with a few hours of work and just like getting back to all clients and these kind of things. So today's been a pretty good day, not gonna lie. For strategy, I can run you through my Instagram post. Now I'm showing you the true leverage here. Let me find it for you. So if you don't follow me on IG, feel free to do so. If not, all good. I made this meme. It's because right now in the consulting space, I'm just seeing an incredible large trend in overcomplicating a bunch of stuff to make it seem like you have like a magic solution or pill, which seems very sexy to many people. Where it's like, oh, he got something that I don't, and what he got is the thing that I need to scale my business. And then in reality, it's not really the thing that you need, because it was just something very simple explained in a very unsimple way, right? So it's like Miro boards is a thing in info, which like the founder of Miro, seeing his software created for simplicity being used to overcomplicate the most simple shit ever, which is basically the market. And I think that the reasons why most people are drawn towards these like complex and fancy things is because they don't like fundamentally, they don't understand what they're doing and how to move on from where they are now to where they want to be, right? So an example can just be like a sales funnel. It's like, if you fully understand human psychology when it comes to marketing and why people buy, how you want to portray yourself online, your clients' problems, your solution, and how to position that and message that, and if you just do that for a long enough period of time, then you can run any funnel in the world, whether it's a VSL, webinar, challenge, low ticket, high ticket, profile visit, DM ads, and anything would work, right? But a lot of people, they're so like, oh, this funnel doesn't work, but I have the magic funnel, and you have to pay me 12, 15, 20 grand in order to get the magic funnel, so that you can also get a 20x return on your ad spend in your funnel. It's not really how it goes, to be fair. Of course, you can get a 20x return on your ads, but it's never about the ads. It's never about the strategy. It's about everything that was there, the foundation. Because what ads is just an amplifier to what's already there by putting more traffic and eyeballs into the system, right? So, for example, I've turned $1,000 of ad spend into $600,000 in the last 12 months, but it has nothing to fucking do with the ads, right? Nothing. It has to do with the fact that over the last 3.5 years, I've publicly shared my numbers online. I've shared more than 1,200 student wins online. My current clients are doing around 700K in combined MRR, and I only work with 16 people. It's about the fact that I've done $3 million online with my own offers. It's the fact that I've shared content for 3 years in a row now. It's the fact that I've never received a bad review. You get the point. It's not to raise myself that I'm saying these things. It's to give you a reality check towards it's nothing about the ads. It's everything that I've built for 3 years. So this is what I tell people that I work with. It's like, yes, the mentorship is 4 months, but I cannot change your business in 4 months. My goal is, of course, to optimize your business short term so that you don't pay me and you don't see a return of investment. So of course it's my job to fix the sales funnel. It's my job to like pull short-term levers and activities inside of my clients' businesses that will generate them revenue. And of course, this is my job as the mentor and business consultant. But the most important job that I have is to set my clients up for very long-term success, so that they, in 2, 3, 4 years from now, also can do 5, 6, 700K a year without having to spend money on paid ads, because you did all of the right things in the time period leading up to this harvest the fruit season, kinda, right? And there's no fucking magic to it, I promise you. Of course there's some magic, right, in doing the right things and the right strategy and being consistent and tweaking your bottlenecks and fixing your problems and finding bits and pieces here and there that will optimize your business. That is the magic, but it's not going to happen overnight. And I tell this to my clients. That's why my clients are the best clients in the world, because they don't expect anything short term and they know it takes a lot of time. So typically the people that go into something with a very abundant mindset of I don't need to see results fast, they're the ones that see fast results, which is kind of a paradox, which is pretty cool. So that's what I want to end this video with today. I really appreciate you watching these daily updates. If you make it this far, I have no idea how many people actually make it till the end, but if you do, you're absolute G. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see each other tomorrow.